What up, everybody on the YTBC? Much respect to everybody. Now, before I get into the topic of the video, just want to go ahead and say, in the interest of time, I did not make an intro for this video because it is Valentine's Day, and I do have a girlfriend, and she'll get pissed off at me if I spend all day editing a video for tomorrow. So, in the interest of time, I'm just putting the content out there without all the extra frills and all that. I will get back to doing intros and all that stuff because I do like to be entertaining. I like to be creative. But like I said, just for this video, and there might be some other videos like this, but eventually, in the not so distant future, the content will be coming out full force. Anyways, let me go ahead and get into the topic of this video. Also, in the interest of Valentine's Day. Now, I'm recording this on Valentine's Day and uploading it the following day. But in the spirit of Valentine's Day, what better than to show some love to one of my fighters? But there's a little twist. I'm not just giving love to one of my favorite fighters. I'm giving some tough love. Let me go ahead and get into this. So, the boxer that I'm going to have to give some tough love to today is none other than Vasyl Lomachenko. He is one of my favorite boxers that are currently active. I was rooting for him against Lopez. Unfortunately, he lost that fight. And Lopez is the better man. There ain't no excuses come from my end. I am not emotionally attached to Lomachenko, so I'm not going to, make any excuses. I'm not gonna, come up with any conspiracy theories. He lost. The better man won. He was gun shy for the first 7 rounds, or maybe even, you'd probably say 8 or 9 actually. But he gave away the fight basically, and for that reason, he deserved to lose. But that is not why I have to give him tough love. When you step up in competition and you're consistently fighting the best competition that you can, a loss is bound to happen, But I'm not here to shit on him because he lost that fight. What I have to give tough love on is the situation that he has created between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, and just the 135-pound division overall. Right now, we have 2 fan bases who are at each other's throats a lot of the times because, people are saying that Haney's the real champion, and you got people saying, oh, he's a paper champion. People are saying that, because Lopez has the franchise belt, that he's not the real champion. And, you got all this negativity surrounding these 2 guys. All right, you got people talking about how Devin Haney hasn't fought nobody, and it, you just hear it from both ends. There's just a lot of shit talking and a lot of debate going on, because some people are saying Devin Haney's the better guy. There's people saying that Lopez is the better guy because he actually collected the belt. And what I see is that the 2 fan bases really just drag the other boxer's name through the mud. And I think that the animosity is really going in the wrong direction in most of these debates and most of these arguments that are going on in this YTBC. So, the real culprit in this whole debacle is actually Lomachenko. All that heat that the Haney fans give to Lopez, that really should be going to Lomachenko. All that heat that Lopez fans give to Haney, that shit needs to be going to Lomachenko, because it was Lomachenko's actions that robbed both these men. Okay? Now, I hear a lot of people say, oh, who has Devin Haney fought? Devin Haney's fighting, lackluster competition, and I get that. However, Devin Haney did position himself to, he became mandatory for Lomachenko. So what did Lomachenko do? He elevated, petitioned or whatnot to become franchise champion. We all know that means that he is not mandated to fight mandatories. And then because his regular WBC title was vacated, they ended up giving it to Devin Haney. So because it was given to Devin Haney doesn't get any respect for that. No, don't get me wrong, I understand you're not supposed to be jumping over the moon for Devin Haney, but at the same time, he doesn't have control over the situation. He doesn't have control over the actions that Lomachenko makes or does or whatever. And that robs him of getting his shot. Whether or not he'll beat Lomachenko, we don't know because the fight never happened. And I mean, they could fight now, but Devin Haney doesn't really. I shouldn't say he doesn't have any reason to fight him. He definitely has a reason to fight him because he's one of the best boxers in the world. But now he's the one with all the, with a lot of risk because he already has the belt, the WBC title. Really, he should really, like, if it comes down to fighting Lomachenko or Lopez, he should definitely go after that Lopez fight. But I mean, the Lomachenko fight, well, I don't know. There's arguments to be made about either fight. I'm not going to get into that though. My point being, he was robbed of his mandatory position, was gifted the belt, but he was robbed of the opportunity. And that was all due to the actions of Lomachenko, which, like I said, he has no control over what Lomachenko does. Now, Lopez, he was also robbed. He was robbed because of Lomachenko's same actions, he did not achieve true undisputed. And there's arguments to be made there because nobody beat Lomachenko until Lopez did. Technically, that really would make him undisputed, even though he doesn't have the regular belt. So I feel for Lopez there. Now, none of this is, I hear a lot of people bring up, well, why didn't Devin Haney fight this guy to make this happen? And why doesn't Lopez just fight Haney? I get those arguments, but because the fight should happen. Regardless of if he is undisputed or he's not true undisputed, either way, he should fight Devin Haney because really, the best should be fighting the best. He should be fighting all the top guys at his division, and Haney is the top guy. And Haney should be fighting all the top guys there as well. You throw all the top guys in the mix, they should all be fighting each other. But we know how this sport works currently. All the fights that should happen don't happen. In fact, a good number of those fights will never happen because of reasons. Not good ones, but reasons. So, my point being, Lomachenko really made a big mess here. Now, I have heard this argument about, well, Lomachenko may have not really understood what he was doing when he went for franchise. And I do get that argument, but there's something that just glares right at me when I think of that whole situation, right? So I understand English is not Lomachenko's first language, but we are talking about a sport that is international. We are talking about the WBC, who didn't just get into the boxing business a couple years ago. They've been in the boxing business for a very long time. And in that time, I'm sure that they have dealt with many boxers who speak zero English. Okay? I'm pretty sure by this time, they have resources to get translators and all this stuff. And the reality is this, Lomachenko's a professional. He shouldn't be signing anything without understanding what he's signing up for. I mean, really, you shouldn't do that either way, but especially when we're talking about your profession, you need to be on top of that shit. If they won't get you an interpreter, you know what you do? You say, all right, I'm going to get me an interpreter and a lawyer. So, in my opinion, the fact that Lomachenko doesn't speak a whole lot of English is not really a good excuse. Keep in mind, I'm a Lomachenko fan. I really want Lomachenko to come back. I really hope he becomes champion again. I would love to see him become undisputed, whether it be at 135 or another division. I really do like Lomachenko, but I will say this: if Lomachenko is making moves like this, then he deserves to. I don't want him to be successful then, because the last thing I want is the message that corruption will get you where you need to go. I don't like that. I'm a Lomachenko fan, but I'm a fan of the sport first. When Lomachenko retires, guess what? I'm still watching boxing. So if I'm still watching boxing, then the sport got to be bigger than the man. All right? So that's the way I look at it. So, this is just some tough love for Lomachenko. I understand some people, they find it hard to look at things objectively. But here's the thing. The man's not my brother. He's not my cousin. He's not my father. He's not my best friend. He's not my neighbor. All right? He's a guy that I recognize his talents, which is funny because one of the channels I'm sub to, good channel, check them out, is Recognize the Matrix. But I do recognize that Lomachenko, I recognize his skill set. I recognize and observe his talents, and I think he is one of the best boxers in the world. Okay? But I'm not going to excuse the loss, and I'm not going to excuse the bullshit moves that he makes. And that goes for any boxer. All right? We should want our guys to succeed, but we need to want them to succeed the right way. If we're just saying, any means necessary, then I'm not with that. I'm not with guys getting robbed just so my guy can get ahead. I don't like that shit. But anyways, that's me. Those are my thoughts on this whole situation. The fight happened back in September, and there's still all these arguments as to who's ducking who, and your guy's ducking my guy, and all this. It's like, wait a minute, if this guy that y'all ain't really throwing no shade to, and when they do, it's like real quick. It's like, oh well, Lomachenko, he was a bitch for doing this, and then it's back to, well, your guy's still a bitch. That's what I'm hearing. Oh yeah, he's a bitch, but your guy's a bitch too. Like, that's what I'm hearing. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Since I'm uploading this on Monday, I am doing a live at 9 p.m. 9-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody's invited. I'm opening up the panel, and we'll talk just boxing, and we can talk about the community too, for as long as my phone will allow. So I'm gonna charge it all the way up. We'll see how well the live goes. But yeah, I'm gonna have the whole panel open. If the panel gets real lit, then I'm gonna have to start asking people to step off to let other people on, because as y'all know, I don't make no money off this shit, so I'm not putting no money into StreamYard. Alright? But other than that, hope to see y'all there. Let me know what y'all think about the whole situation with Lomachenko. I'm out. Bless y'all. Peace. That's why I'm undefeated.